Okay, so a while ago we showed that we had set up the city water connector. So we have the hose connected actually. We're about to turn it on. So faucet's over there. We've actually connected it in the inside. So we have our shore water connector coming in and going to a cutoff this direction, which is for our fill. So right now it's shut. And then this direction will be to go to city water for the rig. Right now it's also shut. So then the idea will be we'll open this and it'll go ahead and fill. Our temporary location for our tank is temporary. This is just where we're doing it for now because we're trying to get a basic water system up and running for just the sink. And then down there is where the output will come out of this hose, and the hose will run
to the water pump,
which will now be over there underneath the sink. That should allow us to fill the tank and then have that pump run water in just the sink. But first we're going to test the ability to even just fill up this tank.
And sleeping.
All right. I guess we need to turn it off. And the whole seal area here just pulled out and is now pouring water into the rig. So, good times. We'll drain from down there and we'll have to figure out a better way to seal that. All right, so we pulled that. Well, obviously you saw us pull it out, but it needed to be adjusted so that the seal of the hose section on the inside was pulled out some, which creates a better seal. It had gotten pushed in a little bit. Now that it is actually like sealed the way we intended it for it to be, it looks like it's holding. We basically moved it out here and kind of messed that up while we were moving it.
Yep.
Shit like that happens. So now we should be able to set up the pump and test that out next.
Okay.
So we've got it filling. It is actually working. It does appear to be holding the seal, which we were a little worried about. I mean, I think that could just be moisture from earlier. There's a little bit there. But it does look like, remove your arm real quick so we can see. You can see the line pretty easy with the sunlight there. But then this little valve right here is eventually going to basically become city water, which right now has direct pressure from the hose too. So this will shut off that valve right there, right? This little top thing. Once it fills, this will no longer allow water to pass through, which would then hold all the pressure here, and we can then basically run on city water only with no pump. And if we wanted to, we could turn on the pump and shut this valve and be able to run on
tank only.
Tank
and
water, so.
the tank will actually autofill as long as it's still connected to city water.
So we'll have to test that out later too, even with just the current setup. Okay, so this is going to be the temporary faucets. We actually have much nicer faucets coming in from Rec Pro. They're on their way, but I don't think they'll get here before this rig needs to go out for an event. So right now we have the sink. It'll just drain into a bucket or we'll drain it straight out. But where we've fallen short is the pump is run. It is connected. So the water supply is to here. The pump we could power on, but we need to basically go PEX from this connector to the actual faucet link. And we do not have a connector to go from this to PEX right now. So we'll have to get that sorted out tomorrow. Get a new connector that goes from this to PEX so that it can get connected to this port right here so that it can pump water to the faucets. And then at least the sink can kind of function for a couple of days before we get our actual permanent faucet. Okay, so we are on a short timeline. So we had one adapter we needed to get, but we were able to actually get this all connected and be able to turn on water. As you can see, water is flowing now. And then what we did, there's no drainage connections at all. We don't have anything in here that we can actually use to drain or catch the drain or run a pipe or anything right now. That's going to happen later, but for now we just stuck this bucket on top of an ammo can underneath it. The bucket catches the water, comes out of the sink, and then we just take this outside and dump it. So, I mean, it's a solution that'll get Maddie out and on her trip, and then we'll figure it out better from there. We'll come in, we'll put in a full counter, we'll run an actual drain, we'll do all the things, but this is a big step forward though. Water inside the rig works.